One of the most important lessons I've learned in my career is that it is far more valuable to work on the right things than to work longer hours. Because the truth is, I've had days where I worked non-stop and I still ended up feeling like nothing actually moved the needle. Because it's not really about the number of hours that you put in that just builds the momentum. It's the direction of your effort. And what I've seen, both in my work and that of people around me, is that most people don't just fail because they were not disciplined or committed. They fail because they spent too much time on things that just don't matter. Things that felt urgent, but they were not important. Things that looked productive on the surface, but they were not tied to any real income. I've been in meetings that didn't happen. Worked on projects that was, beautiful to do, but strategically pointless. And I've chased metrics, especially as a marketer, that looked good in the reports, and I realized it was making no real difference. So eventually, I had to start asking myself, what does it look like to define progress much more honestly? To begin to spend less time doing more and more time doing what actually matters, especially now that AI can do a lot of the busy work. The shift is in learning to pause, and just ask, what is the highest leverage thing I could be doing with my time right now? What's the one thing that if I do well, it will make everything else easier or make them irrelevant? And yeah, that kind of honesty is difficult because it might require a hard conversation with your teammate or co-founder. Sometimes require making hard decisions or just focusing on one thing and saying no to a million other things. And saying no is hard, we know that. But that's the work that truly matters. The goal isn't to stay busy, at least not for me anymore. It's to move with intention, to work on the right things that actually moves the needle, that moves my life and work forward, and that I truly care about. Because time is finite and time is valuable. So your clarity, your ability to choose what matters, I think that's what gives time actual power, not just doing stuff with that time. Food for thought.